Greetings. I am Jacob, Joseph's father. It is very upsetting when you lose one of your children. I think it would have been the very worst day of my life when I was shown Joseph's coat covered with blood. I really believed that he'd been attacked by a wild animal and that he was dead. Imagine my surprise when my sons arrived home to tell me that Joseph was alive. They brought with them wagons loaded with food. Joseph had given each of his brothers some new clothes, but Benjamin had been given 5 new outfits and 300 pieces of silver. My sons told me that the Pharaoh wanted us all to move to Egypt. He promised to give us the best land and everything that grows on it. When I was told that Joseph was alive and was the ruler of Egypt, I was so surprised that at first I could not believe them. But when I saw the wagons, I realized that it must be true, and I agreed to move down to Egypt. While we were on our way, God spoke to me in a dream. God said, "Don't be afraid to go to Egypt. I will give you so many descendants that one day you will become a nation. I will go with you to Egypt, and later I will bring your descendants back here." What a welcome Joseph gave me. He told me about the horror of being thrown in a pit. He told me about his years in prison. I learned about Pharaoh's dreams. He explained about the meaning of 7 good years that God had shown him, and of 7 years of drought that would follow. What a story! On arrival in Egypt, Pharaoh welcomed us and ordered that we were to be given some of the best land in Egypt. When I met Pharaoh, he asked me how old I was. "I have lived for 130 years. I did not realize then that I would live for another 17 years in Egypt. I made Joseph promise that when I died he would take my body back to our own country. We knew that in 400 years' time the whole family would leave Egypt, as this was what God had promised. We knew that our God was faithful and that he would keep that promise."